Have you ever felt like giving up on English? Like no matter how hard you try, the words do not stay. The sentences do not make sense. And your mind says, maybe you are just not good at this. If you have ever felt that way, this story is for you. It is not about someone perfect. It is about someone just like you, tired, confused, but not finished. Someone who almost walked away. You will walk through their journey, you will feel their fear, and you will see how one small step can change everything. So take a deep breath. Listen slowly. Repeat the words. Feel the meaning inside your chest. You are not just learning English. You are learning courage, patience, and belief in your voice. You will improve your English and your life. Now, let me tell you the story I needed when I wanted to quit. His name is Thomas. He is 32 years old. He works at a small store in the city and lives alone. Every morning, he wakes up before sunrise, he makes coffee, checks his phone, and sits in silence for a few minutes. He watches other people on YouTube speaking English with confidence. He listens, but he understands only some words. He does not hate English. He just feels like English is something far away, like a train that already left. In high school, he failed English twice. The words were too fast, the grammar too strange, and he always felt behind. His classmates laughed when he read aloud. His voice was too soft, and his pronunciation was always wrong, so he stopped trying. He decided English was not for him. That belief stayed with him for many years. But deep inside, he still wanted to learn. Not for exams, not for a job, but just to feel proud of himself. One night, after a long day, he found an old notebook in his drawer. It had blank pages and dust on top. He opened the first page and wrote 3 words, "I will try." Then he closed it and went to sleep. He did not tell anyone. He was too shy, too scared to fail again. But something small started in that moment. The next morning, he woke up earlier. He made tea instead of coffee and opened his phone to a YouTube video. He searched English for beginners. A woman spoke slowly and smiled. She said, "Repeat after me, I am here." Thomas repeated it, "I am here." His voice sounded strange, but something about it felt strong, like a quiet promise. That day, he carried the notebook in his bag. Every break at work, he opened it and wrote simple English words. He wrote things he saw around him: table, shoes, window, light, tired, water, hope. He whispered the words to himself. Some coworkers looked at him and smiled. "You learning English now?" one of them asked. He just nodded, feeling embarrassed. But when he went home that night, he smiled alone. He had spoken 3 English words out loud today. That was new. He did not know much, but he felt something different. For the first time, English didn't feel like a wall. It felt like a door. A slow, heavy door, but one he could maybe open if he pushed a little every day. So he made a decision. No more pressure. No big goals. Just one habit: write 5 words and say them out loud. That was the beginning. He didn't need to be perfect. He just needed to keep the notebook open. The next few days, Thomas followed his new habit. Every morning, he opened his notebook and wrote 5 simple words. He wrote what he felt: cold, hungry, sleepy, nervous. Okay. He whispered them softly while brushing his teeth. At work, he repeated short phrases in his mind. I am working. I need coffee. I feel tired. Simple, quiet practice. This was his first method: self-talk. He spoke to himself in English, like he was narrating his life. At first, it felt strange. He was not used to talking alone. Sometimes, he even laughed at himself in the mirror. But he kept doing it. On the bus, in the kitchen, in line at the store, he whispered small phrases to himself. He was not studying English. He was living with it. Slowly, it became part of his routine, like breathing or blinking. One day, he made a mistake at work. A customer asked a question in English. Thomas froze. His mind went blank. He panicked and said, "Sorry, no English." The customer smiled and left, but Thomas felt like he had failed. That night, he wanted to quit. He opened his notebook and stared at the pages. The words looked small and useless. He thought, "What am I doing? This is not helping. I still can't talk. I still feel stupid." But then he remembered something from the video. Mistakes mean you are trying. Keep going. So he wrote a new sentence in the notebook, "I will try again tomorrow." The next morning, he looked in the mirror and said, "I made a mistake yesterday, but I am learning." That sentence changed something inside him. He realized English was not about being perfect. It was about continuing. He began to add feelings to his self-talk. "I feel happy today. I am nervous. I want to learn more." These little sentences helped him express himself. They were not from textbooks. They were from his real life. One afternoon, he heard a boy in the park say, "Look at the sky." Thomas smiled and repeated it to himself. That was the moment he knew English is everywhere, and he didn't have to wait to be perfect to enjoy it. So he kept going. Every day, 5 new words. Every day, a few sentences to himself. Quiet, steady steps forward. 2 months passed. Thomas had filled half his notebook. His words were messy, but full of effort and small victories. He no longer whispered all the time. Sometimes he spoke louder, with more confidence. Even if no one was listening, one morning, he found a video with subtitles. The speaker talked slowly, and Thomas could follow more than before. The title said, "Shadowing Practice." He listened, he repeated, he followed every word, trying to match the speaker's voice. At first, it was hard. His tongue felt heavy. His pronunciation was still shaky, but he liked the rhythm of it. So he made a new routine, 10 minutes every morning. He did shadowing with that video, word by word, breath by breath. He spoke out loud, even if it felt strange. He started to enjoy hearing his own voice in English. After a week, he noticed something. He was not only repeating words, he was feeling the meaning behind them. Sentences like, "I believe in myself," or "I'm not perfect, but I'm growing," started to feel real to him. He wrote those sentences in big letters in his notebook. Then he read them again and again, like daily prayers. Thomas also found another method online. It was called the 3-pass listening method. He decided to try it with a podcast. First, he listened with no subtitles just to hear the flow. He understood maybe 10%, but he stayed calm. Second, he listened again, this time with subtitles. He paused, repeated words, looked up 2 or 3 new ones. Third, he listened again, no subtitles. This time, he understood 50%. It felt like magic, like light was entering a dark room. He smiled, not because he was fluent, but because he had found a way to move forward, a system that worked for him. That week, something unexpected happened. A tourist came into the shop and asked, "Excuse me, do you sell batteries?" Thomas felt his heart beat fast. He opened his mouth. For a second, he froze. Then he said slowly, "Yes, over there." The tourist smiled. "Thank you." Just 2 sentences, but they changed everything. When the customer left, Thomas stood there in silence. He had just helped someone in English. He didn't scream, he didn't cry, but his heart felt warm. His notebook had led him to this moment. That night, he wrote, "Today, I spoke English for real. I felt nervous, but I did not run." He also wrote, "Next time, I will say more." 2 weeks later, Thomas was still practicing, but something had changed. His energy was low. His heart felt heavy. Work had become stressful. His manager gave him more hours. He came home late and too tired to practice. He told himself, just one day off. But one day became two. Then a whole week passed without a single word. His notebook stayed closed. His headphones gathered dust. The fire inside him began to fade. One night, after a long shift, he sat on his bed and whispered, maybe I'm just fooling myself. He felt angry, not at English, but at himself for getting hopeful, for thinking he could change after all these years. He opened YouTube, but didn't search for English. He scrolled through random videos, mindless, tired, disappointed. Then, by chance, he saw an old video pop up. It was from the same woman who said, repeat after me. He clicked on it. She looked into the camera and said, if you're watching this, maybe you want to give up. Thomas froze. It felt like she was speaking to him. In that exact moment of weakness, she continued, but remember this. Progress is not a straight line. You will fall. That's part of learning. His eyes filled with tears. Not big tears, just a soft sting, like someone had touched something hidden inside him. He closed the laptop, opened his drawer, took out the notebook. It felt heavy, like it had been waiting for him. He turned to a new page, wrote slowly, I feel tired, I feel lost, but I still care. He stared at the words. Then he added, I will start again. Just one word, just one voice. Mine. The next morning, he didn't do a full practice, just 5 minutes, just a few quiet sentences. I am here. I want to grow. I am not done. That day at work, a friend asked, you okay? You look tired. Thomas nodded, then surprised himself by saying, little tired. But okay. The words were small, but they were English, and they came from his heart. From that moment, he stopped chasing perfection. He focused on presence showing up, even when it was hard. He realized something powerful. The hardest part of learning is not grammar. It's not vocabulary. It's starting again after you fall. And he had started again. Months passed. Thomas didn't become fluent, but he became consistent. His English was still simple, but it was alive. He no longer needed to force himself. Speaking English became a part of his day, like brushing his teeth or eating lunch. He still used self-talk. He still shadowed short videos. He still listened in 3 passes when watching a new podcast. But more than methods, something else had changed his identity. He no longer said, I'm not good at English. He said, I'm learning, and that small change gave him peace. One evening, he joined an online English group. At first, he just listened. Then he typed a comment, Hi, I'm Thomas. People welcomed him kindly. A girl from Brazil replied, Nice to meet you, another learner said. Let's practice together sometime. His hands were shaking, but he smiled. That night, he wrote a letter to himself, just a short one, in English. Dear Thomas, you are not perfect, but you didn't give up. You kept going when it was hard. You grew slowly. And now, you can speak. You can connect. You can dream. I'm proud of you. Proud of. He read it out loud, twice, then folded it and placed it inside his notebook. That was the same notebook he had opened months ago. It was full, now pages of words, emotions, memories, and belief. He didn't need new textbooks. He had written his own story, word by word, day by day. And now, someone else asked him, How did you do it? Thomas smiled. Because he knew the real answer. He didn't learn fast. He didn't follow a perfect plan. He just didn't stop, even when he wanted to. Before closing this story, let's repeat the 5 simple lessons he learned, lessons that might help you too. Talk to yourself in English. Even one sentence matters. Repeat after native speakers. Match their rhythm. Listen 3 times first for feeling, second for meaning, third for memory. Mistakes mean progress. Don't fear them. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to return. Now, it's your turn. Maybe you feel afraid. Maybe you failed before. But today is new. Pick one word, speak it, write it, breathe it. This is your turn. Start today.